Hello, everyone. Heidi Dean here, social media expert for actors. And I'm super excited to be here today talking about a really big topic, and that is how to get more followers on Instagram as an actor. Something I talk about quite often. Now, having a real engaged following on Instagram can definitely open up doors for you. So, what I plan to do today is to give you some quick tips to help you do just that. Okay, I can see on my computer here. I am live. Perfect. Let me know if you guys can see me. You can hear me. Perfect. Hi, Katie in the chat. I love Katie. She's awesome. So give me a like if that sounds exciting, if you want to learn how to grow a following for your acting career. And while you're hitting that like button, let me know where you're joining me from in the chat. I know usually we get people from all over the world, which is really pretty exciting. Now, if we've never met, I'm Heidi Dean. I'm known as Marketing for Actors. That's the number 4 across social media and everywhere. I am the social media expert for actors, and my clients include Broadway stars, Emmy Award winners, producers, casting directors, filmmakers, and actors just like you. So I'm very happy to be here to help you guys today. So one of the biggest questions I get asked is, Heidi, how do I get more Instagram followers? So what I plan to do today is really give you 5 actionable tips that you can do the minute we're done here today to get more engagement, to get more followers. Hi, Indra. You are a regular here. I love it. I love it. Hi, Alan. Awesome. Downtown LA. Perfect. I miss California so much. I'm in New York. Hey. Hey, Snap Productions. I'm just going to have a little sip of coffee while you guys tell me where you're coming from, and I'm going to dive right in, and we're going to talk about growing our Instagram following. One of my favorite things to talk about. Hi, Marlon. Hi, Hayroot. Hey, Marie. Hey, Nomi from London. Awesome, awesome. It has got to be, what time is it in London? Let me know. Hey, Marie from Elon, North Carolina. Awesome. Hi, Elizabeth from Portland, Oregon. I hope you guys are nice and safe there in Portland. Okay, perfect. I'm just going to dive right in talking about getting followers on Instagram. And I want to first start, before I give you guys those 5 tips, I really want to talk about why a following is important, because I feel like this topic really gets stuck, especially for actors and performers, in the idea that a following can help you get cast. Okay. And I want to broaden it out a little bit more than that, because a following is a lot more than that. Okay. A following is an audience. It's not just numbers on a page. And I don't know an actor or an artist out there that doesn't know that an audience is important. Right. And yes, let's address the elephant in the room. Actors do get cast for having a real large engaged following. It happens, right? But a following is so important for so many other reasons, guys. I want you to think about it. Just ask yourself these questions. Number 1, are you creating content? Or have you ever thought about creating content or creating a YouTube channel? Guess what? Having a following on Instagram is a built-in audience for that. Okay, I know for me, I have a YouTube channel for actors, and my Instagram following gets me views on my videos every single week. It's a built-in audience. If you're creating content, at some point you might do a crowdfunding campaign, right? Guess what? You have a built-in audience when you want to do that crowdfunding campaign. In fact, I don't suggest doing a crowdfunding campaign for your content unless you have built up an audience, okay? Also, having an Instagram following, an audience, can help you spread the word about the projects you're in. It can help spread the word about your friends' projects, right? Or any topics and passions and causes or charities that are important to you. Let's face it, 2020 has been a crazy year on all fronts, right? And what breaks my heart more than anything is I've seen actors again and again and again want to speak out about something that's important to them, something that means the world to them, but they don't have an audience, right? And I'm getting clients all the time like this. I mean, I'm getting choked up right now, that this is so important to them, but they haven't built up an audience. And now they have no voice. It makes me, it breaks my heart, right? So a following, a following can give you a voice, guys. Okay. It's so important. It's not just about getting cast. Okay. And to me, that is so powerful. And it's one of the biggest joys I get with my clients is when I'm able to help them spread the word about their projects, whether it's their content or things they've booked or things that are truly, truly important to them. Okay. I see Hey from Norway. Hey, Bible Groove, you are here all the time. You call me coach. Hey, Daniel. Awesome. You know what, Daniel? Some people think this is a weird time to become a professional actor during quarantine and the pandemic, but I actually feel that look at where you are right now, Daniel. You're watching me on the slate for Backstage. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe to Backstage. They have put together the most amazing content for you guys for you to either start as an actor during quarantine or for you to advance your career as an actor. It is actually a fantastic time to start. So great, we have people all over the world: India, London. It's 6 p.m. there. Okay, awesome. Awesome. It's dinner time there. Okay, perfect, guys. So now that you know why it's important, that's not just important for getting cast, let's talk about those 5 things that you can start doing today to really start growing that audience so you can spread the word about whatever you want to spread about, whether it's passions, projects, or to help you get cast. Okay. So we're going to start slow. I almost didn't say number one, but I'm going to be really honest. I'm here on this channel every other week. So 2 times a month, I'm here talking about social media and marketing for actors. And when I'm done, I usually have a ton of you guys that have found me on Instagram and you're writing me lovely comments and it's great, right? But what happens is I click over to see your Instagram and so many of you guys have private accounts. And I wasn't even going to mention this, but I'm making this number one, guys. For goodness sake, if you want to grow, you need to make your account public. Okay. I'm always shocked to see how many actors have a private Instagram account that they're using for their acting career. It's nearly impossible to grow a private account. And it's nearly impossible to network with people in the business who you don't know with a private account. I don't follow anybody that has a private account unless you're my mom, who's not even on Instagram, or you're somebody I know. You're a personal connection. So we're starting slow here, guys. For goodness sake, number one, make your account public. And I'm only saying it because I see it every single week when I'm here right after I get off live. Okay, awesome. Number 2, this point is so important for growing your following, especially on Instagram. You need to start using the newest features. Okay, I call this following the green lights. Instagram especially always leaves us little clues that shows us what features and parts of the app that it wants us to use, right? So I saw this with stories. We saw this when IGTV, they were giving us teasers on the feed. Oh, they started pushing those out. My views on those teasers were through the roof. And now we're seeing it with the new Instagram Reels. Now, I was here 2 weeks ago, and I think Heidi will correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but we talked about Instagram Reels. That is the newest feature on Instagram. It's just like TikTok. I'm going to tell you right now, I've never had so many views and followers like that from one new feature. Katie, we can drop the link to that live I did 2 weeks ago about Reels in the chat. That will really, really help you guys. Okay. And Jocelyn, what can you post on Reels? I talk about that. I break it down step by step in that live. But we could talk about that when we get to Q&A today. Okay. Perfect. So you guys have to know that Instagram's giving us clues for what they want us to use. And what's happening is the Instagram pretty much always favors accounts who use the latest features. Why? Because Instagram's users are the best advertisement for the new features, right? So if they want more people using IGTV, or if they want more people using Reels, well, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to show Reels and IGTV more in the feed. Just going to happen, right? Follow the green lights. What I see a lot of you guys doing, some of you are doing the same things you've been doing on Instagram for 3 years. That's like following red lights for miles. I know you guys have all been stuck in traffic. I know we've got here, I see Tracy from LA. I know you've been stuck in traffic. Mix in action, you're from the Bronx. If you have a car, I know you've been stuck in traffic. I'm always stuck in traffic in the Bronx, especially on the Cross Bronx. But what you guys are doing is it's like you're stuck in traffic and there's red lights for miles on Instagram. And you wonder why you're not growing your following. You wonder why you're not getting the engagement you want. But all you're doing is posting on the feed. You're not trying any of these new features that Instagram is saying, hey, try me out. And you're not looking to the right. To the right, it is miles of green lights that say Instagram stories, Reels, 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 right? You need to follow the green lights. They're right there. They're blinking right there on Instagram. And when we follow these green lights, guys, these features that Instagram's pushing out, you get more exposure, you then get more engagement, and you can get more followers. I've gotten thousands of followers in just the past month just by using Reels. What? Just posting, that's passive, right? I've never seen a feature being pushed this much. Okay, guys? So I want you to follow the green lights. Look at the clues Instagram is always leaving us and see what features they're pushing out to the feed. See what they're suggesting in our feed. Just this last week on Instagram, suggested Reels is now in our feed. They are pushing it out, right? And the problem here is a lot of you guys, 99.9% of you, I'm going to say, are not using Reels. And you are missing out on just a huge opportunity for growth and increased engagement. Okay? Tracy says, LOL, always in traffic. Yeah, I was born and raised in California, and now I'm in New York. So I know LA traffic very, very well. So let me know if that makes sense about following the green lights, guys. Just being really aware about what features you should be using, what features Instagram is pushing out, saying, use me, right? Because these really can help you get more followers, okay? Yes, it makes sense. Perfect. Hey, Tasha Thompson, thank you for joining me. Awesome. I see lots of people I know today. That's great. Now, I have another resource to help you guys with Reels, because here's how fast things have changed, because Reels are brand new. And actually, I should back up. If you don't know what Instagram Reels are, guys, pretty much if you've seen something that looks like TikTok on Instagram recently, it's probably a Reel. They are short interactive videos with music, timed text, stickers, audios. You can just go to my Instagram and pretty much everything I've posted the past month is a Reel, or maybe 6 weeks is a Reel. Okay. So that's an Instagram Reel, but things have even changed since 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I came in and said Reels are 15-second videos. Well, within 2 hours of getting off the live, they were now 30 seconds videos. So Reels are 30 seconds and you find them in the stories camera. So that live that Katie just dropped in the chat will definitely help you get started on Reels so you can get more followers. Also, I have a free class going on right now. It's going to be a live class, which I don't teach live classes very often. It's going to be on Thursday and Saturday of this week. And I'll just drop the link in the chat as well. Or actually, I don't know if I can drop the link in the chat. It's free, freeclassforactors.com. It's also in the description below, okay? And that free class is going to give you 3 Instagram secrets that help you grow your following and also help you attract auditions. And one of the things we're going to dive into is Instagram Reels. So that's going to help you fill the gaps with the changes that have happened the last 2 weeks, okay? Awesome. Cardell Holland, what hashtags did you use for your 1,000 followers? Well, this was on Reels. We'll talk about hashtags in just a couple minutes. Great question. Okay, guys. So number 1, for goodness sake, you are going to have your account be public if you want to grow. Number 2, you're going to start following the green lights. You are going to start using the newest features, and Reels is the one you want to use right now. Oh, thank you, Katie. So number 3, I want you to change your approach to Instagram. I want you to start treating it like a giant party, okay? It's a lot different from Facebook. It's totally different. And what I see a lot of you guys doing is you're just waiting. You're just waiting to get discovered. You post and use a little hashtags and you think followers are going to come pouring in. Well, the only place that's going to work is Instagram Reels right now, guys. But on the feed, that ain't going to work, okay? Instagram is like a giant party, okay? And if you just sit back in the corner and you don't talk to anybody, you're not going to make very many friends, right? With the exception of IG Reels, I'm going to keep saying that, which is totally passive growth that we're seeing right now. You have to go out. You have to go ahead and introduce yourself to people in Instagram. You have to engage to grow, okay? So we got to figure out, though, how to find our tribe on Instagram. There are 600 million daily users on Instagram. I think there's something like 1 billion monthly active users on Instagram. So that's a huge party, right? So we have to be able to sift through all of this noise, all of these people at the party, because they're not all our tribe. They're not all our correct followers, right? So we need to be able to sift through all of them and find our audience, okay? So I'm going to give you a little homework. If you guys have watched my lives before, I always give you homework. I want you to think about who your audience on Instagram might be. Your audience on Instagram is somebody who either does what you do. So they might be an actor. They might be somebody in the industry, a filmmaker, actor, a fellow voice actor, a theater actor. It's somebody who loves what you love, meaning you're not always posting about your acting career. What else do you post about? What other things have you decided ahead of time are part of your online brand? You can build an audience around those things as well. Okay. So your target audience on Instagram that you're going to build, someone who does what you do, someone who loves what you love, or if you're a working actor, somebody that is a fan of the show you're on or in. Okay. And that could even be a guest star. So what show are you on? What are you in, a regional show, Broadway show? Are you on a TV show, a film? Are you a voice actor here on a show? We can go out and find the fans of that show. Okay. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, the people that are going to make up your audience. Let me know if that makes sense. And then I'm going to give you some homework. So you can actually go out today and start growing. Oh, snap. Save that question. Okay, so let me know if that makes sense, guys. What I want you to do is, now that you know kind of how to find your tribe with those 3 questions, I want you to take out a piece of paper when we're done here today. Just take out a piece of paper, and I want you to write down 5 Instagram accounts who might have the same audience as your account. Okay? Like I said, this could be an account that has an audience that does what you do, an audience of people that love the same thing you love. It could be the actual account of the show you're on. Makes sense? So write down 5 Instagram accounts that have that same audience. And then I want you to engage strategically. Choose one account from your list to start and just spend like 5 minutes a day engaging with that account's followers. You go over, you click into that follower's account, and you find some talking points. You leave a thoughtful comment. You like a couple posts. Do not like 10 posts. That's rude. Leave a non-spammy comment. Start a conversation. And what's going to happen, you do this for 5 minutes a day. I did this probably like 3 years ago when I was starting. I went from 888 followers to 14,000 in 1 year. And I spent 5 minutes a day just finding my tribe, engaging with them, engaging to grow. You can't just sit back at the party. You got to go find your audience. Okay, guys? So what happens is when you do this, it's human nature. They see the comment and they go back and find out who you are. And if your first impression looks great, which I've done a live about that, I'm sure we can drop it in the chat about how to clean up your first impression. That could turn into a follower, and most often does. Okay, let me know if that makes sense. Somebody says, I love that cup. Thank you. It's brand new. I actually never use it. I was a little afraid to drink out of it live because it has a kind of weird shape to it. Thank you. Okay, great. I see that makes sense. So that's your homework, guys. I want you to think about 5 Instagram accounts that have the same audience as your account, and then engage strategically 5 minutes a day. You can also do the same exercise for any hashtags your audience uses. So think about a hashtag, someone who does what you do, loves what you love, or is on the show, or is a fan of the show you're on. What hashtags might they be using? You can actually then go and engage with people using those hashtags. Okay. It's really simple, but it's powerful. I've had clients literally clients, because you can use this on Twitter too. I've had a client who was on a show and literally in a week, 10,000 followers like that. She went from 1,000 to now I think she's at 12,000 just by engaging in those conversations, right? It's really powerful. And what's really awesome is you're actually attracting the right tribe. The point here is you don't just want any followers, you want the right followers. Okay. So let me know, guys. Let me know if that makes sense. Perfect. Okay, great. Awesome. There's Heidi's live on cleaning up your social media. Perfect. Yes, that will help you actually create a good first impression. Because if your first impression stinks, guys, then you're probably not growing your following, because people are going to go check out your account and they're not going to be excited about what they see. Okay. So you're getting lots of lives and things to check out today. All right, number 4. Another thing you need to do to grow, and something you can do right away, is you need to start working with the Instagram algorithm. Okay. Now, if you don't know what an algorithm is, Instagram, just like Facebook, has an algorithm that really determines what posts are shown in the newsfeed. And on Instagram, it's really, what posts are shown at the top of the newsfeed. Your followers will see all of your posts. Your posts are showing up in their feed. Just depends. The algorithm decides where they're showing up in the feed. Are they showing up at the top? Or are they showing up at the bottom? You always want to be showing up at the top, right? So the more engagement, the more likes, comments that you get on your post, the more exposure your post will get and future posts will get. And it's more likely that they're going to show up at the top of the feed. or more likely they're going to show up as a top post on hashtag searches. Okay. So let me give you just a couple quick tips to work with the algorithm instead of having it work against you. It's going to help you get more engagement, and then you'll be able to turn that into more followers. Okay. So the first thing is trying to post at the best time of day for your audience. Okay. This is really important with some of the algorithm changes that happened last year. In the past, all our posts would be from all different times. You might see some posts from like a couple weeks ago. Now Instagram's come out and said what you're going to see, especially at the top of your feed, they're giving preference to newer posts, right? So knowing the time that most of your people are going to be on can actually help maximize the likes on your post. Okay. Now, Instagram, it gives us this information. If you have a business account or a creator account, you just go right into your account. You just go right up to those 3 lines at the very top. I don't know if you guys can see 3 lines at the very top. You go to Insights. This replay will be here when we're done. If you're missing this, you can just go right into, you're going to get your follower count. So you here see total followers. I click into that. And then you scroll all the way down, and they're going to give most active times. You can see at the bottom there. I can scroll through days, hours. For me, it is a huge, huge difference if I post at 3 o'clock versus 9 o'clock in the morning, right? So I never post at 9 in the morning because I would get tens of thousands more people at 3 o'clock than at 9 a.m. Okay. And I have a larger following, but the same thing is for you. Okay. So, where is this Bible group? Y'all gonna keep this on YouTube. I'm in missed with handling you as a coach. Well, if the YouTube gods are with us, this replay will be here when we're done. It has, knock on wood, usually been with us. So go into your analytics. If you have a creator account or business account, and find that best time. Now, you don't have to be married to this time, but I'm going to tell you, I almost always post at the best time of day throughout the week. Why? Because it means a drastic difference of people looking at my YouTube videos, people engaging in my conversations with my post. So it's very important. And that can directly affect how you show up in hashtag search, right? Which can lead to more followers. Okay. Now, if you're brand new to Instagram, I know some of this when I'm talking algorithm and top search and all that, it might be a little much for you, but just stick with me. If you got a creator account, all you have to know is find the best time to post. Okay. So it's a simplified answer for you. All right. The other thing you guys can start doing right away to work with the algorithm instead of against it, and really get more engagement, is to start treating social media more like a telephone instead of a television. So many of you, especially with your Actors Life posts, are just broadcasting your news at us instead of talking with us. You have to remember social media is a conversation, right? And if you start making your post a conversation, you're going to start getting more engagement, hands down, whether that's actually in the post, in your videos. How many times do I stop and talk to you guys in the chat? So it also applies to lives. In your Instagram stories, asking people questions. You can say, direct message me, doing polls. That's all getting people to engage in making things a conversation. In your captions on Instagram, guys, ask them questions, and you can be really obvious and say, like, if you agree, or double tap if you agree, or be really subtle, like, has this ever happened to you? Just ask them questions, make it a conversation. And pretty much it's an easy thing to do, because any sentence, you can take that and turn it into a question, and it's instantly a conversation. Okay, so if you feel stuck with that, just look at your sentence that you're writing for your caption and ask yourself, how can I turn this into a question so I can engage with my audience? Okay, that's going to up your engagement. That could definitely help your post get more seen, and it's going to help. I don't think what I just said was English. Get more seen, get seen more. And it can help it push that to the top of the feed, so your followers are always seeing it. Okay. All right, so let me know if that is making sense. Hey, good evening. Hi, Sindoro. Nice to see you. Sindoro, this will hopefully be recorded if you're just getting here, but you might just be letting me know that you're here. Awesome. So we talked about working with the algorithm, right? We talked about treating Instagram like a party and engaging strategically to grow. And I gave you guys that homework assignment. We talked about the basic thing of just having a public account. A lot of you guys don't, I know, because I'm checking you out every time I go live when I go over to Instagram. And we talked about following those green lights, really looking at the very obvious green light signals that Instagram tells us every day about what features they want us to use, right? And following those green lights, mixing it up, trying something new. And like I said, right now, that new thing is Reels. And if you scroll through the chat, you'll find that Instagram Reels live I did a couple weeks ago. And my free class for actors, which is at freeclassforactors.com, my live class that will talk about Reels. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about, and then I'm just going to answer some questions, is another thing we can do to grow is to use hashtags the right way. So we actually see growth. And I know somebody already had a question about what hashtags I was using on my post to see growth. Using hashtags strategically is one of the easiest ways to get exposure on Instagram with very little effort. I call it like getting followers in your sleep. You won't see as many followers from hashtags as when you go out and engage with people or when you do a collaboration, but you will see followers. And if you're using hashtags on your Reels, you could potentially see a lot of followers. That's what I've been doing. Okay. I went live a couple days ago in a big group, and somebody said, do I really have to use hashtags? And the quick answer is yes, unless you're Beyonce, you need to use hashtags. Right? So unless you're Beyonce, yes, get on that. Figure out how to use them the right way. So think about what kind of content do you post regularly? Okay, what topics do you post about? Obviously your actor's life, but what other things are part of brand you? We've talked about this in other lives. Maybe you're into fitness. Maybe you got a dog. Maybe you are obsessed with Schitt's Creek. Yes, anybody else? I'm so sad it's over. But these topics have hashtags, guys, that are associated with them and have built-in audiences that already use them. Okay, so by using relevant hashtags on your post, you're going to attract more people that do what you do and love what you love and grow an audience. Okay, now when we're talking about using hashtags to actually grow, which is what we're talking about today, to grow your audience, I'm not talking about hashtags like hashtag so cute or hashtag your name, those, or hashtag your web series. Those might be great for branding and categorizing your content and making your followers laugh, but they're not great for growth. What we're talking about is hashtags that actually help us grow. Okay, so when we're talking about that, you have to be very mindful of your follower size. And the big mistake I see a lot of you guys making is that you have 500 followers and you're only using like hashtag acting, hashtag actress life, hashtag actress. Some of those hashtags have like 38 million posts. If you scroll through the recent feed, I mean, if you just go on the recent feed, in 1 minute, there may be 30 posts added. It's really hard to get discovered using those big hashtags. And if you have a small account, you're not going to show up as a top post either. So just be really mindful about the size of the hashtag you're using. Try to use a little less popular hashtags when you don't have a big following, and you may actually rank for those. You may show up as a top post, right? So think about getting more specific. So hashtag actor, for the most part, I wouldn't just use that hashtag. It's too big. If you're a hashtag an actor in Atlanta, then use hashtag Atlanta actor. Not only are you getting more specific, you might actually show up in search and grow your following, but you might actually tap into a network of Atlanta actors. When you look up hashtag actor, it's like, it's the most mixed bag of people you've ever seen all over the world. High school actors, people that really aren't actors, actors in New York, actors in Mexico, just actors everywhere, right? And not that we can't come together and all be friends, but that might not necessarily be in your tribe. So get more specific. It's going to help you grow and it's going to help you network. Cardale said, yes, hashtags. Yes, exactly. So that's the kind of hashtags that I am using, is more specific hashtags. And I have 36,000 followers on Instagram. So my specific hashtags are a little bit more popular than your specific hashtags if you only have 500 followers. Okay, so that changes. And actually, the free class that I'm teaching at freeclassforactors.com, we talk about this exact topic. We talk about hashtags, and I show you this in action, like how to go into search and find the right hashtags for you. It's kind of hard just to talk through where you're just looking at my face. Okay, let me know, Cardale, if that makes sense. Let's see, how often should I post? I see your questions, guys, and I'm on the last point, so I'm going to get to them in just 1 second, okay? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to start using the right hashtags, right? You're going to follow this green light, start using new features like Reels right now. You're going to treat Instagram like a party. You're going to go out and engage. You're going to make sure that account is public, and you're going to start working with the algorithm. Remember, making your post a conversation, posting at the right time every day. Whew, that was actually a lot in 30 minutes. So now that you guys know 5 quick ways that you can start growing right away, okay? Let's talk about one thing not to do. And it's pretty obvious, but never, 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 ever, 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 ever buy fake followers, guys. And don't buy followers because they are all fake, no matter what the website tells you. I know fast followers can be tempting, and I know you probably get a million direct messages on Instagram about them every day. I do too. But it's so easy to spot an account with fake followers, because they'll have like, I talked to an actor the other day on Instagram, and they had like 80,000 followers and they have 10 likes on every post. It's quite apparent those are not real followers. And you have to remember, people in this business like to work with actors they know, like, and trust. And if you buy fake followers, that trust factor goes right out the window. And we're in a very different time than we were 5 years ago when people were getting cast for numbers. They will run a scan on your followers now. If they are casting you for numbers, they're going to run a scan for engagement and for numbers. There's all different tools you can do to fact check pretty much if an account has real followers or not. Okay, so just promise me, pinky swear with me. You know, we always do the pinky swear. You cannot break a pinky swear, guys. Pinky swear with me that you will never buy fake followers. Please, please, please. It is only going to hurt your career. Okay, don't waste the $20. It's not even worth $20. All right, guys, let's move on. And let's start talking questions. Okay. I just saw someone said, oh my God, yes, I was using big hashtags with millions of users. Yes, Cardell, I call it an Instagram secret, because you've got to change your recipe. Cardell, you can still use hashtag actor, hashtag actor's life, but you just got to mix your recipe up a little bit, and use more hashtags that are less popular. Right? So the bulk of your hashtags should be less popular. Then you can sprinkle in some big ones because they are relevant. And who knows, if your post takes off, then at least you're ranking for that tag. And then you can sprinkle in some of those little branded hashtags, right? Hashtag Heidi Dean, hashtag voices by John, if you do voiceovers, hashtag your web series name, whatever those are, you can sprinkle those in as well. But the bulk of your hashtags should be those hashtags that are less popular. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. So I'm going to look at the chat. I see the chat's moving a lot right now. Okay. Let me turn that. Okay. Cool. Pinky swear. I see pinky swears. Awesome. Awesome. I understand you, coach. Perfect. Okay, great. Awesome. So I'm going to look for questions. I'm just going to shut this. I always have a second computer just in case, but I'm going to shut it. All right. I'll see some questions up here. All right, great advice. Oh, thank you. Rose, my favorite actress, used to do weekly concerts on Instagram. She was constantly talking to us between songs. Perfect. It's all about engagement, right? A lot of people think live streams, oh, that's you're broadcasting, but actually no, you're broadcasting, but you have the opportunity to engage with your followers. You have the opportunity to actually talk to people, right? The best live streams are a conversation, right? And if you're getting into lives, it's just practice doing that. I've done a gazillion now, especially in 2020. So you just get used to it, right? Awesome. I love how Backstage uses Instagram Lives with casting and actors. Yes. And that's actually a great way. When I say, I talked a little bit about engaging to grow, but another great way to grow as an actor is collaborations. And what they're doing is actually a collaboration with an actor, an Instagram story takeover, an Instagram live. That's a form of collaboration where each of them can grow from each other. Even, I guess this is a form of collaboration, me doing lives with Backstage, right? So yeah, that's something you can do as an actor in all different ways. You never know, your next gig actually could have an Instagram story takeover, could have an Instagram Q&A. It could have these things, guys. It's just actually where the business is at right now. So, so be ready, right? Be ready. It's actually one main reason I get clients, right, from agents and managers, is that their clients being asked to do a takeover and they barely used Instagram stories, or they've never used it. Okay. I love the close friends option. It brings my favorite people's post to the top. Yeah, well, you can actually, you can send people also stories specifically for our close friends. Yep. All right. Okay. Okay, we already talked about the big hashtags. Perfect, makes sense. Awesome, awesome. Isa Cerulo, I think it says. You were doing the same thing as Cardell. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I come here, I only bring you guys things that I know work, things that have helped me grow, things that have helped all my clients grow and find success on social media. And it's something I've tested over and over again. In my free class this week, one of the examples I show is actually from somebody I know that's watching the class. And they use hashtag actor, hashtag actor's life, hashtag actress. That was the only 3 hashtags they used on that post, and they had 200 followers. Like, they didn't show up in that feed for 1 second. So if you're using them to grow, you need to use less popular tags. Okay, understand, you coach. Awesome, awesome. Okay. All right. And we've got Katie in the chat, blocking anything that's not nice. Thank you, Katie. No fake followers. Exactly. Fake followers are stupid. How do you know if someone is a legit casting director if they message you? Go explore. Go to their page. Go to their website. Look them up on Google. Go to Backstage. They've got a very comprehensive list of agents and casting directors. Look at Call Sheet for Backstage. Do your research, because there's, as much as there are a ton of industry pros on Instagram, and it's fantastic because you guys can get to know them and join their conversations and network with them, there's also a lot of accounts that aren't real. So, if anybody reaches out to you, make sure you do your due diligence. If it's something someone you haven't heard about, definitely do the research, guys. Okay. Another question: do all of your Instagram photos need to look the same color like some accounts have? How do you? Oh, and then you asked the same question again. That's what I call a visual voice. So, some people with their Instagram grid, which the Instagram grid is your first 9 to 12 photos on Instagram. Some people will want to have a distinct voice, and that might be that they focus on certain colors, they focus on certain filters, right? And that's up to you if you want to do that. If you're not very good at taking pictures, then possibly focusing on a certain filter every time actually can make your feed look a certain way and can look a little bit more professional. So if you want to do that, go for it. I think filters are the easiest way, especially if you don't have photography experience. What I like to do is I like to put the filters that I consistently use at the front of my filters. If you don't know how to do that, all you do is when you are creating a post, so you go to create a regular post, and when it goes to the filter screen, you just scroll all the way, keep swiping left to the end, and it says manage. And you can click in there and actually put your favorite filters at the top. It's another Instagram secret for you guys. Then I don't have to waste time every time scrolling through the filters to find the one I want, because inevitably it's going to be like number 15 or 16 on the list, right? So I put my top 3 filters in the front. So they're right there for me every time. Okay. And yeah, then it does have a nice clean look for your grid. Also, I like to think of filters as energy, as your vibe. So your vibe attracts your tribe across social media, but especially on Instagram. And if I can actually feel your vibe, because of the filter you're using, it could definitely change who you're attracting. It could definitely change your conversation. It could definitely get me to hit follow. Okay. I should truly get your vibe, and filters can help. Okay. All you have to do is go in and look at like Clarendon, Skylight, some of these filters that are very bright, that bring out a lot of colors. Those are the ones I use. They match my energy, versus Sutro. That's like the vampire filter. It has like little dark edges around it, which for some people, if you're a little edgier, darker, it's a perfect filter for you. It reflects your vibe. So let me know, Snap Productions. I love that name, if that makes sense. Okay. Cardell, are you okay if I give people in the Instagram my chat? Oh, yes, you can definitely meet people in the chat, guys. And hey, find me on Marketing for Actors. Jocelyn, what can I post on Reels? Well, I'm assuming you're an actor, so I want to give you a targeted answer here. I'm just going to shut my window a little bit. The sun is starting to stream through here. There we go. It was like raining 2 seconds ago before I started. Okay, what to post on Reels? There's a lot of things an actor can post. And like I said, I kind of dive into it in that last live. But one of the best features about Reels and about TikTok, if you're on TikTok as well, is the camera feature. So when you go into Reels, you're going to go into the Stories camera. and you're going to go down to the bottom. You're going to see your reels. When you hit that record button, you're actually able to stop and start, that's not how any button on Instagram works for video, right? So I get 30 seconds. So one thing I see a lot of actors doing, I think Sam Meyerson might be his name. I wish I have him in my notes somewhere. He does little scenes with himself, right? So he's wearing one outfit here. He pushes record, or he probably has a tripod, does that, 5-second bit, and it stops. Then he changes, and now he's the other character, and he shoots it from this side. Does that for 3-4 seconds. And so he shoots this mini scene that is funny, dramatic, it's an interesting point of view. And you can actually do scene sketches all with yourself and actually show us your talents. I've seen so many talented people doing that. So that's one way you can use Reels. I think it's so much more effective than just posting muted self-tapes. That seems to be a trend right now. I keep seeing all these people like posting their self-tapes, which they really shouldn't be doing anyways because it's copyrighted, but they're taking the sound away. So all I see is you, and I don't know what you're saying. Once is fine, but when that's all you're posting, like, why don't you make a reel and do a scene? It could even be a scene from a movie. Like, it could be a scene from something we know, right? So that's one way you can use it, Jocelyn. There's also something called the POV, point of view, on TikTok. Just go on TikTok, look up #POV. You'll see a million of them. And it's really your point of view on something that's happening. So usually they're direct to camera, but I see some actors doing them a little off camera because that's what you're used to with recording. But yeah, it's your point of view on a certain situation. So you'll either have the text on the screen, like, what happens when, I don't know, I can only think of something terrible, when your boyfriend leaves you or something. Then you do your point of view. Normally they're much more interesting topics than that. Or the caption can also have the subject of the point of view, right? I know we have multi-hyphenates, so obviously if you do musical theater, sing, dance, there's a million ways you can use that. There's also a lot of ways you can utilize TikTok and Reels together, because you can go over to TikTok and do a duet with someone, whether it's singing, acting, like doing a scene with someone else, and then use it on Reels, giving the person credit, of course. So that should get you started, Jocelyn, but there's all different ways. I mean, it depends what your account's about. What do you do on your Instagram? Yes, you're going to be posting about your actor's life, and you could show us that in action, but do you like to inspire us? Like, what do you like to do? Because if that's the case, there's all different ways you can use Reels to inspire. Just go to my Instagram and you'll see a ton of examples, okay? Because that's what I do all the time. So and you don't have to dance, guys. That's one reason I know a lot of actors are afraid to do it, because they don't consider themselves dancers. I have never danced once on Reels unless this is considered dancing. And I've never danced once in now 4 months on TikTok, and I have 20,000 followers on TikTok. So you don't have to dance, guys. You don't have to dance. All right. Okay. Let's see. We just moved fast. Okay. How should I use TikTok for acting? Diana, I just answered that. So I guess I was answering it for a couple people. There you go. Thanks for answering my question. You're welcome. Okay. All right. Let me know if you guys have any more questions, okay? About Instagram, about social media. You're welcome, Jocelyn. That should definitely get you started. And really, guys, if you're new to something like Instagram Reels, the number one thing you should do is just go on Reels. Find the feed. It's on Explore. So you're going to go to the Explore tab. You're going to go to the top. You're going to click into it. And you'll be on a feed of Reels. And you just spend some time looking at what's there. See what other people are doing. If there's an audio that you like, just click on it on the bottom. You'll see audio, and then you can use it. So it's really the best way to get inspiration is just spend some time learning the language and looking at IG Reels. It's not like stories. It's not like feed posts. It's very different. But I think it's like the best medium for an actor or an artist, right? Because you really get to have fun and show your talents, okay? All right. Let's see. Alan, do you simultaneously post to Facebook when posting on Instagram? I don't, but some people do. My best times to post on Facebook are very different from Instagram. So I don't do it that way, but some people do. So that's really up to you. And also it's up to you because not every actor has a Facebook page, and it's harder to post to your personal profile. So by pushing the post, if that made sense. Okay, do you have any tips for YouTubers on Instagram? Can you get more specific? I have tons of tips about YouTubers for YouTubers. I have a YouTube channel. Um, but get more specific about what you'd like to know because that's a whole live in itself. In fact, we did a live on YouTube. So let me know, Snap Productions, what exactly you want to know about YouTubers on Instagram. Okay. And also I should tell you guys, because it's like right next door, my YouTube channel is youtube.com/Heidi Dean. And it is like Netflix style bingeable marketing and social media for actors, like for days. So lots of free stuff for you guys there. Okay. Wow, I just got a lot of questions. I say I'm gonna like leave because there's no questions and then everyone types them in. All right. Oh, thank you, Isa. You're awesome too. Mike, does it make sense to have multiple accounts across multiple platforms and repost the content to all or just focus on maybe two as opposed to many? I think you're asking, I just want to make sure I'm answering the right question. Do you need to be everywhere? That's what I'm guessing. Because I don't think you should have multiple accounts on multiple platforms. I don't, and unless you have a business and you're an actor, they're totally, or a web series or a film and you're an actor, you might have two different accounts. I think you should have one Instagram account. I think you should have one Twitter account, one YouTube, or whatever platforms you're using. But Mike, you don't have to be everywhere. It's like one of the biggest myths for actors. You should grab your name everywhere just in case you need to use the platform, but you don't have to be everywhere on social media. You need to be on the platforms that help you reach your goals. Okay. And for you, that might be Instagram. For you, that might be Twitter, right? Different goals are going to, different platforms are going to help you reach your goals. I repurpose all the time. I think last time I actually asked you guys if you wanted a repurposing live. It's something I'm very good at is I use Twitter as a testing ground. And then I see what posts work really well. And then I repurpose it in a visual way to Instagram. Now, in a Reels way, and not just visual way, now in a video way. And then sometimes I use some of those posts to do live ideas. So I literally take one idea and I create many things for them. So you don't have to, every time you post, you should be thinking about how can I use this one thing everywhere, but how do I do it in the language of the platform? Because just cutting and pasting for each platform doesn't always work. You're not going to hit the people at the right time. Hashtags are different on the different platforms. Things are slightly different. Even sizes of pictures are different. So you need to make sure you're always speaking the language of the platform. But Mike, I say get really targeted about like what are your goals and what platforms are going to best help you reach those goals. Okay, the platforms that are good for networking, like Twitter and Instagram. They're very different than like LinkedIn and a Facebook profile. So what's your goal? Okay. Guys, the time is now. Let's do this. Yes, I love it. I love it. Awesome. What's your Instagram? Oh, my Instagram, it's right behind you. Marketing for the number 4 actors. Okay. Okay, I think this scrolled. Let's see. All right. Is it beneficial to have non-acting things on Instagram too? Sindoro, I think you were on one of my lives where I talked about this. It is essential that you have non-acting things on your Instagram. If your Instagram is all acting, you're not doing it correctly. You need to have a nice balance about who you are as an actor and who you are as a human. You've got to give people things to connect with beyond the projects you book. This is something I'm talking about in my free class this week, okay? At freeclassforactors.com. Really trying to find the marriage between having an all actors live all the time, which is I can tell you right now, every time I get a client like that, they lose followers all the time, right? It's really hard to grow an account like that beyond just having all actor followers, right? And then as your career grows, not all your followers will be actors. Okay. So that's an extreme. So we've got the all actors live all the time account, which is what you're talking about. And then what I call the spaghetti account. And that's the account where like there's no focus at all. Like sometimes it's your dinner and the sunset and your dog and like I have no idea who you are. So you actually need to get really focused into it's, you need to show us who you are as an actor and leave a couple touch points with who you are as a human. And we've talked about this before, really figuring out those 4 things that make brand you for Instagram and doing them over and over again. Okay. Like I said, I'm talking about that in my free class this week. Okay. All right. I'm only going to answer social media questions, guys. Like how to get started in acting. It's a little broader. And we could spend all day on it, but I know there'll be other experts better for that. But the fast answer is start reading books, get in an outside acting class. But yeah, there's tons of books you can read on acting, and start growing your online presence. You can create content at I think you said 15. That's not too early at all. So start creating your own content. Okay. Cardale, you probably mentioned this, but do you teach a class that shows you how to use Reels, where you show the actual screen pop up, if that makes sense? Yes. Actually, my free class, I'm going to be doing that, but my Insta Actor class, you can go to instaactor.com, and registration actually starts tomorrow. I have a whole Reels masterclass that I'm adding to that. So that will show you like start to finish. We'll show you, how to create a reel. We'll give you tons of ideas. We'll actually have a whole list of accounts that are actors to just go follow them. They're doing a really awesome job. Use them for inspiration. Use them to collaborate. So yeah, Cardale, just go to instaactor.com, and there will be a complete Reels masterclass in there in just a couple weeks when we start. All right. Okay, there it is again, guys. The time is now. I love it. Okay, great. Thank you, Katie. Let's give Katie a shout out in the chat. She is always amazing. She's dropping some of those lives for you guys. I'm here like every other week, so we covered YouTube. That will also help you, and she dropped my Instagram there for you guys too. All right, Mike, that answered your question perfectly. Awesome. Yeah, you do not need to be everywhere, but Mike, make sure you have your usernames everywhere, just in case. Especially as an actor, you never know. You may book, right now you may think I don't need Twitter, but then your next job, they might all be live tweeting. And if you're not on Twitter, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to not only grow, but to also connect with fans. So at least having that account and putting a little post there saying, hey guys, I don't play here. I play on Instagram, or I'm more on Facebook. Directing that traffic to where you do play is really important. Okay. But you don't have to be there all the time. All right. Ooh, we are scrolling fast. Okay. Oh, snap. I love it. Is it better to use my real name on Instagram or my YouTube channel's name? Well, are you a production company? Or are you a person? That's my question, because you're writing to me now like a production company, it looks like. So if you're a production company, I would probably use your production company name, because that's probably what people would search. But it depends also, would people search for you? Do you have a personal account? You can always use something, the production company as the username, so it's consistent everywhere. And then you have a name too on Instagram, and that could be your real name. Okay. All right. Sindoro, just checking. Just checking. Yes, Sindoro, you need to show us the real you. Okay. From your picture, you look awesome. I want to know more about you. Ellen, someone told me it looks bad to follow more people than you have following you. True. Well, you have to think about it. Anybody that's influential out there is going to have more people following them than they're following. So that's where that thinking comes from. Yeah, I think you probably should have more people following you than than you're following. I see a lot of actors, they're following like 5,000 people and they have 1,000 followers. Doesn't look very influential. Right? So you're going to want to clean up that ratio a little bit. You have to know on platforms like Twitter and Instagram, if you followed those people a while ago, they're not seeing your posts. They don't even know you exist, really. So it's okay to do cleanup every once in a while. So yeah, Ellen, I would clean it up. Really, the only celebrity I see that actually is following more people than what I was trying to say. The only celebrity I see that has less followers than people following them back is Taye Diggs. Because he follows like every actor out there. It's awesome, actually. But he doesn't care about the ratio because he's Taye Diggs. All right. Sindora spaghetti account. I never heard that. Yeah, well, the spaghetti account really is just no focus. Like, I don't know who you are. Go look at my Instagram. I actually have an Instagram reel where I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall, and I'm talking about what a spaghetti account is. So literally throwing spaghetti at the wall. It was very, very messy. All right, Jenna, what's the algorithm now? I used to get loads of likes and at least a follower a day, and now it's like Insta has hidden my profile. No, Jenna, what's happening is Reels are taking over the feed. Okay, so they're really pushing out reels and IGTV. And I think, Jenna, I know you and I think I follow you. I don't remember you posting a reel or IGTV or any of these things. That's what I talked about earlier. I don't know if you joined me the time. One of the big things that you need to be doing on Instagram right now is following those green lights, using the newer features. It's what they're pushing out to the feed. And if you're using the old ones all the time, it just doesn't work as much anymore, right? And you have to be going in at least engaging to get followers now, or using Instagram Reels. Okay, let me know if that makes sense, Jenna. Let's see, Katie, it's Katie. Katie is IE. Yeah, I should know because we email. Okay, holy cow. Okay, I'm going to answer a couple questions. We got them all at the end here, right? Can YouTube replace Instagram, as in using YouTube for exposure instead of Instagram? Hey, Jack, that's a great question. Well, I love YouTube. YouTube is great because it's the second largest search engine in the world, right? So it's great for free traffic. However, it depends where you are in your YouTube journey. When you're just starting on YouTube, you really need to drive traffic there to help your videos get more views and, show up in search a little bit. Okay. And so it's really helpful to have some other platforms to drive traffic there. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, so you do need YouTube needs something else to go with it to help get people there. Okay. It doesn't have to be everywhere, but Instagram can definitely help you get more traffic. Okay. But it doesn't necessarily have to be Instagram. Just make sure you have another channel that's sending traffic to YouTube. Let me know if that makes sense. Jack. Sindora, I need to do more real TikToks. Yes, do it. I think I told you guys last time I was here talking about Reels, I was terrified to put my first TikTok out 4 months ago. I was like, what are they going to say about me? I'm 40 years old. I'm too old for this. And I have now grown the most awesome community of 20,000 actors on TikTok. By just being me in my reels. And now I'm taking my reels, in my TikToks, and now I'm taking that same concept over to reels. So if you're afraid to do it, guys, if it looks different, just try it. No one's going to laugh at you. They're actually going to say, what are you doing? How are you creating this? All my followers on Instagram are like, I love your new thing. I was like, my new thing is called Reels. It's actually your thing too. But don't be afraid, guys. You got this. You totally got this. And Indy the Iguana's here. It's not alive if Indy the Iguana's not here. So yay. I was wondering where he was. All right. Okay. Let's see. We just got a bunch of questions. I'm going to try to find somebody that hasn't answered a question, guys. Just know I'm here every other week. Like I said, I also have that free class going on at the end of the week here. Not here. Over on my stuff. It's at freeclassforactors.com, or it's in the description. And I'm going to do a Q&A. It's an hour class where I'm teaching about hashtags and reels, and about how to attract auditions with your hashtags. But I'm going to do a huge Q&A at the end too. So if I can get to your questions today, just join me on that, and I will. It's totally free. So just join me there, and I'll ask questions. I'll answer questions. Okay. Laura, what kind of content should an unknown actress post? That's been so difficult for me. Oh, well, Laura, this is what I was talking about with Sindoro. The great thing about social media, it's different than your resume. If you don't have any credits and you got a resume, it's like, oh man, I can just put my training on there, and you got to build it up. But with social media, and especially Instagram is so visual, it should be about you as a person. We should know about what Laura's interested in beyond acting. And then your journey as an actor. And your journey as an actor isn't just your bookings. So, Laura, what are you watching on TV that helps relate to the parts you want to play? Are you reading books about acting? Are you auditioning? That's all part of your actor's life post. It doesn't just have to be #booked it. Okay. Everything from your actor journey is part of posting as an actor. Okay. So, Laura, you don't have to be a known actor to post about being an actor. Okay. So let me know if that makes sense. You need to figure out what you're going to post about from your personal life. A personal life could just be like your dog. You like to run, you like to hike, whatever you decide on, just a couple things. And then your journey as an actor. And that could be preparing, what you're learning along the way, who you're collaborating with, shouting out other actors that you're meeting, right? There's so many possibilities. Okay. Okay. Last one, Zoe, how about those companies that always seem to comment DM us when they give you a discount for a free product. Don't it's a form of collaboration, but you should never do a collaboration where you have to pay for a product. So ignore them. Okay? Ignore them. If someone wants to do a collaboration with you, you're an actor. They should pay you. They should pay you, or they should be giving you an expensive product. Do not pay for a product up in advance. Not cool, especially as an actor, right? You're not just like anybody that's just using Instagram and yay, I might make some money on the side with this product. No, don't do it, guys. Okay. Well, we're at an hour and we always just do an hour here because Backstage is other lives and everything, guys. So thank you for joining me. We've got so many questions at the end here. Find me on Instagram, find me on social. I answer questions a lot of different places. And like I said, I'll be back here in 2 weeks with another live talking about social media, and I can answer your questions there as well. Thank you so much for being here today, guys. And I will see you guys on social. Bye.